One more turn. Episode 112, Zeros and Ones.
Don't you think you've had enough?
I'll tell you when I know I had enough to drink, thank you.
I'm not the keeper of your sorrows. I'm talking about the time you're taking to finish your turn. With you, a slow turn timer is clearly better than no turn timer at all. How sad is that?
There's no way to pause in this game. You're thinking still about the previous titles in the series.
Setting aside that the only reason you know that is because you've read about it, Johnny-come-lately, I've told you more times than there are fingers on a chicken that I modded the game's X-Ray Mike Lima to enable that feature by default. I can't believe the developers didn't do that, or at least make it accessible as an option through the game's UI. Hours and hours they spend featuring moose errors while changing a 0 to a 1 in any 2-bit text editor and you're done. Is needlessly ignored?
How do you manage to botch expressions so badly and humorously at the same time?
How do you manage to nerdify our geekdom with such reckless abandon?
If I were Nora, Carson, I would say it was for some welcome comic relief.
If you were me, Max, you'd let our guest take as much time in his term as he wants. You're playing cooperatively, not competitively, remember? Don't make me regret that I put 2 and 2 together to realize that you and Caleb were the ones who squared off in that last ladder final and brought it to your attention.
If I were Carson, I'd be picking up on the fact that it's all about to get all co-oopish in here if he doesn't speed up his turns. Why did I ever let Caleb convince me to help his brother move up his difficulty level of play?
It's because he made you realize that a little play against another human requires more wit and cunning than a lot of play against an artificial intelligence.
You know, I'm still in the room, right?
You know that your buzz is slowing you down more than I ever thought possible, right?
Gee, I think you're right.
Gosh, no. You're both wrong. Either you're more distracted than you think, Carson, or you've been on the wagon too long.
How's that then?
Since you seem to have lost your ability to distinguish the difference in taste between alcoholic and non-alcoholic beer.
And your ability to read labels, apparently.
Can we say it's both whenever we recount this conversation to other people?
I'm sorry, Carson. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Pot, kettle, black.
Yellow.
Max's laser removal. This is Nora. Why does she never say that? We're at work, not in our apartment.
Maybe she recognizes the caller ID and knows it's okay to be casual in answering?
Casual. This coming from a guy who wears a tie voluntarily to the office he owns. Every day. Even on weekends.
Even weekends? Try especially weekends. It's that kind of positive passive reinforcement for weekdays that is especially needed with the likes of Caleb around.
To be clear, your neck and tie has been playing turn-based strategy games on our computers more than it's been programming at computers in your office lately. Nora's been on me to tiptoe around this, but since I've already said too much, I'll say some more. Caleb's been picking up the slack to keep your company afloat, and I don't even think he knows how to bend. I don't even see you carrying your cell phone anymore.
Oh, some cost-saving measure Caleb concocted. Something about loose batteries being an omen for loose change and the like, I think.
Do you hear yourself?
When I listen to my voicemail greeting playback, I do.
Carson.
Okay. At least I used to before Caleb canceled the service to save a nickel.
Look, I know I'm pretty new in your friend department, but even you must see the writing on the wall when it's your brother who not only sped past financial responsibility, but drove himself to financial frugality. On purpose?
Oh yeah, the car. Car that Caleb exchanged for some magical beans.
Carson, get a grip.
Oh, grip you say, in February. I just finished making the last payment on the winter.
Are you? Heck, is Nora really sure she's been serving you non-alcoholic beer? You're getting loopier than a loon.
Carson, your brother is babbling on, laced with profanities at a speed that would make an auctioneer's head spin and a sailor's jaw detach. All I've been able to gather is that he's made an ass of himself. By accident this time, incidentally. It involves Riley, nicknames, and a position for a deity that no brain bleach can ever truly cleanse from my consciousness.
Caleb?
Have you kept the existence of another sibling with a case for the dramatic and the ecstatic from us? If so, I won't hold it against you. Max's extended family is full of them.
Hey now.
Max, you speak fluent gamer. If I recite what Caleb was telling me, can you translate?
What's with the negative stereotyping? Are you trying to alienate a good chunk of our audience?
Okay, you can start by translating that reference for me. I know you're an odd man, and that's what I love about you. But just now you've become particularly odd, and I don't like that about you. Carson just left without a word as to what's going on. Can you believe that?
I know. He opened his fourth beer, took a couple of sips, and left it here. That's all he was going to drink. He could have at least poured a little into a glass so he could serve the rest to someone later.
Did you give him your financial responsibility to financial frugality analogy?
I refuse to answer on the grounds that this is not really...
It's Caleb. He sent me a text. It includes a link to a map and directions.
Oi, is there a magnifying glass app? Those letters are as tiny as little bitty mouse droppings.
It's to Riley's office.
One More Turn. Written and created by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Edited by Andrew Fuzzy Fractal 42 and Dark Cloud. Directed and produced by Daniel Dan Q. Quick. Episode 112, Zeros and Ones. Characters in order of appearance. Max voiced by Dark Cloud, Carson voiced by Scott, Alpha Shard, Dirk, Nora voiced by Heather, Pawprint 42, Moots. Sounds courtesy freesound.org. Music by Kevin MacLeod. Visit the official One More Turn website at onemoreturn.net. Copyright Civilized Communication at civcom.net. Next time.
That's how we nearly let her destroy our relationship, Caleb.
You're almost right about that, Carson. We nearly let ourselves destroy our relationship over her.
1.
Aren't you gonna help them out with what you told me on the drive over here?
More.
Remember what I told you about what you focus on and eluding me?
Turn.
It seems a series of events over the past couple of months have driven her back into his arms.
Season. Finale.
These intentions and actions will have ramifications for a certain party.
What am I looking for?
Our executive team is reviewing it now for what they will find most enlightening.